Hello there everyone, and welcome to Stranded Deep. My name is Chlorif. For those of you who have never played Stranded Deep before, it's basically Castaway, or very similar to Castaway, the movie with Tom Hanks. For those of you who have played Stranded Deep before, welcome back. They have just recently implemented update 0.12. We have the hotfix as well, and I'm going to be going over some of the things that they have changed. First thing of note, you no longer start with a water bottle. That just is kind of a bummer. Second thing, there's no weather anymore. It has not rained since I've been on this damn island. It's driving me nuts. That being said, another thing that is missing is you can no longer fish. Well, you can fish with a spear, but you can't get fishing traps down, which is a bit of a bummer. So that's the basics for those of you who have already been playing the game before. For those of you not familiar with this game, you are downed in a plane wreck. You have to try and survive. You are surrounded by islands, and you will not necessarily build your shelter on the first island that you find. God knows I didn't. That first island sucked balls. So I've come out to this island. A lot more stuff available. So I'm going to go over some of the things that I have encountered in my own travels. And I forgot to pick these up, so let me do that. So when you first land on whatever island it is, first island you land on, regardless of whether or not you're going to build your shelter there, pillage the hell out of it. If you find a stick laying on the ground, grab it. If you find rocks laying on the ground, grab it. Stock the hell out of this stuff. That being said, there are things you're going to want to prioritize. If you can find a bucket is your #1 priority. It has to be for survival. We are at 2 depletion on thirst, and we're a little tired, but not terribly tired. Health and food is good right here. Bucket is important in that you're going to be able to use it to get water. You really need 2 at minimum to be viable with the water. Next thing you're going to want to do is probably coconuts, because that will get you some water initially. Another source of water, and I'm going to show you that right here because I just passed one, is this tree here, the Cura fruit. There's another type of fruit. You can grab these and they will provide food and water. One of each, I believe. The problem with that is if you pick them and you just store them, they're only good for 2 days. They will spoil. Spoilage is introduced in this game and it's kind of a pain in the behind. So there's another fruit. I don't know if I can find a tree with it. I'll see if I can find one that has that stuff. Potato plants. Potato plants are a good source of food, not a source of water. Kind of a bummer. It's okay. We can work with that. And potatoes do spoil. The only way you can cook them, the only way you can eat them rather, is you have to cook them. You can't eat them raw anymore. They make you sick. Not fun. Most islands will have 2 or 3 potato plants right off the bat. So go ahead and do that. Again, wooden sticks lying around, rocks lying around, pick those up. When you get your first 2 rocks, hit the C key and go and make a stone tool. You're going to need 2 of those. That will allow you to then make an axe. Stone tool, wood stick lashing. Let me show you how to make the lashing, because that's going to be your next thing after the first bit of crafting here. So you're going to encounter yucca plants. I'm drifting all over the place here and I do apologize for that. Let me get over to the yucca plant. Oh look, another rock. And another tree, cool. Yucca plants. Pillage the heck out of them. I'm going to use my axe here. Once you've got the axe, it's 2 hits and you can collect fibrous leaves. Down on the ground, hit your E key, pick them up, and use them. There's another fibrous leaf around here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Anytime you see one and you've got the ability to do so, just grab them. If you're using the stone tool, which you will initially, it takes, I believe, 4 or 6 hits to get them to drop their leaves. Once you've got the axe, it's 2. Nothing on this tree. Nothing on this tree. Another yucca plant. And again, just pillage the heck out of these things. You can use these. Hit the crafting button. You can make lashing with those. I can make 3 sets of lashing. Don't need to do that right now. Yucca plants respawn at a rate of every 2 to 3 days. So they are essentially an infinite supply of lashing, which is really fantastic. The plants, which are not being respawned right now. I don't see anything here. Don't see anything on that one. Don't see anything on this one. I've got 7 of these trees on my island out here. They respawn at a rate of once every 7 or 8 days. A new fruit will pop on the plant. That's good. It means I've got a supply of food available. Let's get back to... So here is my shelter. As you can see, I've been building, and I've been busy camper. I have supplies up the wazoo. And I want that axe. Doggone it. Drop the leaves off, drop the leaves off, drop the leaves off. One of the other things you're going to want to do when you first create your axe, after you've made the lashing, after you get the stone tool, and you've picked up some sticks, is you're going to need to cut down at least 1 palm tree. Probably 2. Again, won't necessarily be on the first island. These don't respawn, so be careful which palm trees you go for. I will tend to go after the tall ones, so that I can get A, more wood out of them, and B, probably some coconuts. I'm keeping the shorter ones around because if the coconuts respawn, and I can't confirm that yet, because I may have picked these recently. If the coconuts respawn, I want to have access to them. You need the palm fronds, like I have here, to make your shelter. More specifically, either a lean-to or a bed. I've got the bed right here, and you have to use this to save the game and to sleep. Absolutely have to. And I believe I've got a lean-to up here. No, might be on a different island. I might have created one temporarily to save the game initially. So let me go over some of the things you're going to need. Buckets. Buckets are vitally, vitally important. Find a bucket, find a tarp. You have the means to sustain yourself. You're going to create, and I'm going to show you here, a campfire first. Needs 4 sticks. Doesn't matter if it's driftwood or regular wood sticks. Then you can build a campfire pit. You're going to need 3 rocks and a campfire. Not a problem. From there, you're going to want to build a water collector. Well, sorry, fire spit first. So let me check the fire spit. Fire pit, wood stick, some lashing. Lashing is easy to make. So far, we're all basic things you can find on the island without any issue. Then a water collector. Fire spit, stick, tarp, need a tarp, lashing. That will build the structure you see right here. Oops. Just like this. From there, 2 buckets. I'm going to dump this bucket here. And I'm going to dump this bucket here. This one has seawater. So I'm going to empty it out just by right-clicking and holding it in the air. It's now empty. Let's grab this bucket. Let's go fill it with seawater, and literally it's just run into the ocean till your bucket's underwater. Run back up. Place the bucket on the spit. Pick up a bucket. Put it up here. You light this fire, you'll evaporate water from this bucket. It'll collect on this tarp, down into this bucket. This is quick and efficient. It will go through wood, though, so wood is not an infinite resource, but there is a lot of it. As you can see, I've got kind of metric butt tons of wood all over the place. I've been island hopping, so I can get stuff. And in doing so, I found lots of resources. The next thing you're going to want to build is probably a smoker. And the smoker is just a fire pit with sticks, 1 tarp, and some lashing. So tarps are very important. This will allow you to cook your fish and crabs. You have to cook the fish and crabs in order to eat them. You can't just eat the sardines raw anymore, which is unfortunate. I have a collection of crabs right here. I have some fresh fruit here that I've collected, just to kind of show you that it will spoil. Smoked meats, crabs, fish, sharks, which I don't have one right now, last an indefinite amount of time. That's good. Coconuts last an indefinite amount of time. Drinkable coconuts I already drank out of these, so that's not really too big of a deal. So this is going to be your next thing, probably to build. You can't cook potatoes on this. You want to cook potatoes, you're going to need either a fire pit or a hobo stove. I recommend the hobo stove because you can put more stuff on it. To get this, you're going to need a barrel. You will find barrels on some shipwrecks. You're going to have to break a chain using your axe. And the hardest part for me is I didn't have any barrels around on this island whatsoever. Not a damn thing. So I had to pick the stove up, well, pick the barrel up, right click, get on my raft, and row all the way back here while still right clicking the barrel. It was a giant pain in the ass. It took me 10-15 minutes. But now I have a stove. I can cook potatoes here all day long. When food is done cooking, it will set off an alarm bell, and I'm going to see if I can grab a... Actually, I have access to a torch. So let me grab this. Let's see if we can find a couple of fish out here. Okay, now that I've got a couple of fish, let me get back out here. I've got a lantern here, so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So cooking is relatively simple. Let me drop these fish here, drop these fish here. Yep. Pick up the fish, put it in the smoker. Just keep doing that. Now these small fish are only worth one food source each. Makes sense, they're small. The crabs are currently worth 2. And I can fit 10 crab in a smoker. It's a little tight, but it can be done. You do start with the lighter. Don't ever lose that. It's bad. Now we'll come back here in a minute. I'm going to grab one stick and kind of feed that fire a little bit. Back to water. You'll notice I have lots of these water stills. The water stills are 4 rocks, 1 tarp, 1 bucket. I have gathered a metric butt-ton of buckets. I have been over every island around here. And right now I'm down quite a bit of water, so I'm going to grab buckets here. With the bucket in hand, approach a still. You can tell it's full. White indicates full, and the black spaces are empty. So this has 3 water, 5 water, and I try and go and even them out. So that's good. Once I'm not facing them, and I have the bucket in hand, just click and drink. And that gets me back up to a decent amount of water. I have built a farming plot. I've only just started doing this. I'm going to check and see how the plants grow. I haven't really gotten into this because I've got an unlimited supply of food and water essentially, so I'm pretty good about that. Buoys I found. Wasn't really sure what to do with them, so I grabbed them anyways. I'm going to put this bucket back down. I tend to keep things sorted. I've got a rock pile, I have driftwood pile, I have a regular wood pile. I have steel scrap, plank scrap, I have corrugated scrap over here. Tons of leaves. There are bats out here now. You can't do anything with them. Same thing with seagulls. You can't do anything with seagulls. They're annoying. They're just around. I've got plenty of tarps. I've got another water still way up here. Again, I've been kind of a busy camper. fuel tank, peller. I've got the ability to build an engine, but I'm not done so because I don't really need to. I've not built another raft. The raft I have currently is fine. Let me run over to there. Raft is sitting here. I will tend to bring the rafts up onto the beach a little bit rather than let them be out here. One of the best ways of finding buckets is shipwrecks. You can find them on islands as well, but they're not as easy to find. Let me kill the light here. In the daytime, you can see shipwrecks that are exposed, like this one I'm pointing at right now. You can kind of see parts of it. There are also other shipwrecks that you can't necessarily see, and if you see this white kind of bubbly on the water here right now, you can see that right there. There's a ship under there. So there is a shipwreck that you can go and investigate. They're easier to see at night. And during the daytime, they not quite so much. You gotta be right on top of them to see them. Let me run over to this shipwreck here. I'm going to equip my axe because, frankly, there's a shark out here who's being a real dickhead. And I don't want to deal with him. You can tell when there's a shark around because the music will change. Get up. There we go. Nope, yep, there's the music change. So now we've got a shark around. And again, this guy's a total dickhead. But there's cases. I've already been through this shipwreck. Yeah, I'm looking around for the shark because he is just a jerk. On the bright side, and there he is. Screw you. Another shipwreck over there. Again, got to be highlighted in order to hit him. Another shipwreck under there. I will deal with that. Another one over there. Once I've taken care of this friggin' shark who's a pain in my ass. Sharks are dickheads now. If you are roaming around on your raft, they will try and upside you, or upturn you, or up something. They tried to kick me out of my raft. I was not particularly thrilled about that. They were total dickheads about it. There's a certain level, well, there was a certain level that you'd get to with damaging them to where they would attack you really aggressively. Okay, let's see if we can make it back to the mainland. And I'm gonna get bit. Trying to keep changing my direction so he doesn't get me. Because he's a total dickhead. Okay, I'm safe. Unlike early versions of the game, he can no longer swim through the island. That was a thing through about 0.03-ish. Shark was still swimming through the island and would attack you. All of a sudden you'd be sitting at your shelter, minding your own business. You'd hear the music come up, be like, what the hell? And all of a sudden there's a shark fin coming through the island. It's really weird. See how our fish is doing. Yep, still not done yet. It takes a long time to cook. That is one of the bummers with this. A couple quirks with the game is it's always a full moon. No matter what day it is, no matter how long you've been, it's always a full moon. Can't change that. I'm going to water my plant here. Okay. The alarm, yay! So these are finally done. I'm going to put this out. Always do that as soon as you can. As soon as the alarm hits, extinguish your fire. Same thing with the water. As soon as it fills up to 5, extinguish your fire. Try and preserve your resources as much as you can. Turn my torch back on. And get these guys out here. Am I hungry at all? I'm a little hungry. I'll grab one of these and eat. At least everything doesn't sound like apples. Hey. There we go. At least everything doesn't sound like apples when you eat them anymore. That was just so weird. We're gonna save and we're gonna sleep for a bit, and I will see you in the morning. Yeah, it's morning time. So another quick thing, the lantern and the torch I had last night, that thing, never run out of power. They just always have electricity, solar powered or whatever, I don't know. Once you pick up a torch, you have it permanently equipped. You can just hit the R key to activate it. If you find flippers, you have those permanently equipped. I've got a whole bunch of things here: machetes, axes, duct tape. Duct tape is useful. Binoculars, antibiotics, vitamins. I have not come across morphine yet, so I'm really wary about falling and breaking anything. Okay, so here's our shipwreck again. And we know that out there somewhere... Hey, there it is. You can barely see it. Frickin' shark. I can barely see it, and I'm right on top of it with the cursor here. There's bubbling going on out there. Where's that frickin' shark? Until you have the compass, it's really hard to know which islands you have and haven't been to. So one of the tricks I use is I will place a log down or some rocks. In this case, I put 2 rocks next to each other, facing this way. So this island here, directly in the line of the rocks, is a suck island. And in this case, I used a piece of driftwood. Rock indicating an island, another rock indicating another island. That's the island I would want to go to in a case like this. So stick is pointed straight towards that island, not this one. Just another trick you can use. You can use a trunk, a stick, anything you can to point to islands that you neither need to return to or want to avoid, stuff like that. But yeah, definitely go on and explore other islands. Some of them will be really great for resources. Some of them are going to suck. It's the nature of the beast. It's a random generated island for you, so it is what it is. Again, mark which direction you came from. As soon as you land, put a stick down in the direction of your island so you can get back to shelter. If you've got the compass, that's a lot easier. You can just write down the direction it was and then add or subtract 180 so you head back in the correct direction to your original island. So yeah, first order of business when you get into the game, strip whatever island you get to first, kind of bare on the beaches and stuff for resources. Sticks, rocks, crabs not so much. Crabs are going to line the beach. They're probably going to be near rock formations like this. I think my current crab population is way down here. I won't go and investigate them. They respawn. It takes time as well. Buckets are a priority. Tarps are a priority. If you've got to leave anything behind before switching to a next island, leave sticks behind, because you will have access to those pretty much every freaking place you go. I've not checked on the ficus trees. I cut some down on another island. I believe that one there. And I stripped the island bare. I've got to go back. It's been 2 days. I don't know if the ficuses respawn. But, like, here's a fruit. So my trees are kind of respawning again. Slowly. Again, it takes 7 days. Yucca plants, again, respawn every 3 days. So strip those bare. Pick up everything you can. When you find a good island that has a decent number of resources available, you've got access to yucca plants. You have access to the sea pretty well. It's a big enough space for you to do stuff on and store resources like I've done here with all the corrugated scrap, all the wood piles, everything here. You know, go ahead and start building a shelter. Building a shelter is really easy. You just need a hammer. You can build a hammer stupid easy. Wood stick, rock, lashing. No problem. That will allow you to build basic shelters. And the walls are... let me equip the hammer so you can see. Foundations are sticks, planks, anything like that. Floors, don't necessarily need them. You can, for doing multi-story floors, you're going to want to build some walls. I've not bothered putting doors on them. I am seriously considering putting a 2-story shelter out here so that this island is a little more recognizable from a distance. I've got a lot of space out here I can just do that with. But shelter, again, a bed is important. A bed, you're going to need 6 palm fronds and some sticks. You get 4 palm fronds per palm tree. I tend to cut down the tall ones. That's just me. Other than that, yeah, it's still early access. There's no way to get rescued, which is a little annoying. There's no more weather. There's no more water bottle. I have to spear hunt to catch fish. Spear hunt to catch fish. The birds are not interactable. They're just kind of wall decorations right now. Again, you want to smoke your foods up. And look, the fruit has already spoiled and it's only been a day. I'm going to go chuck this so I don't accidentally eat it. You're going to find lots of driftwood around. You can cut that up to make some sticks. You use those to feed your fire. In fact, let me replenish my smoker fire here. And that's full up. But yeah, the game's really enjoyable so far. It's been out for, I think, a little over a year. I've been in early access since 0.01, and goodness, was it buggy then. Land sharks. Hate them. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into Stranded Deep in 0.12. If you have any questions, if you'd like to know some more information about Stranded Deep and I can be of any assistance, leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I may release another video for you. We'll see what we can do. But until next time, thank you all again for watching. If you liked the video, go on ahead and give it a thumbs up. As I said before, if you have any questions, comments, if you'd like to say hi, leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. But until next time, thank you again. My name is Clorf. We will see you then.